Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's webinar. Today, you guys, we're going to be talking about local listings, local directories, local maps, everything local to market your business. I'm Jennifer Bagley, CEO of CIO Web Group. CIO Web Group is the preferred digital marketing agency for Goodman and Manna and so forth, many of the independent distributors that are working with them as well. And I also have our queen bee over our marketing team, Miss Kimberly Marshall. Hello, Miss Kimberly.
Hey, everybody.
So it's so good to have you guys today. We're going to do things a little bit different today. We're going to try and avoid the boring PowerPoints, and we're just going to dive right into the internet, and we're going to show you how to find the same stuff that we're talking about today. Because what good is PowerPoint? Being able to navigate and you guys find the same information, that's really what we want to do. Is we want to empower you to be able to have access to and at least a general understanding about what is local listings, local directories, AI sites, all of these things, and how do they impact your business. There is surely a ton of different options and a lot to sift through. So we're going to keep this presentation to 1 hour. We do have another event directly after this. So that's our timeline for this. First and foremost, we're going to start off. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to jump into a case study. I want to give you an example or kind of a showcase of what some of the results and how to look for progress in your business. So first and foremost, grab your phone. I want to make sure you have a contact information. If you guys see after this presentation that you want to sign up for a complimentary strategy session, have a brainstorming, get gritty with us and figure out where you guys are, where you want to be and how you can get there, then definitely shoot us a text message, give us a call, or shoot us an email, and we would love to be able to sit down and just have a conversation. Our team's cool. They just love this stuff through and through. So be ready to have a good time, and your head will feel like thump, thump afterwards, but that's cool. That's how we grow, right? So just text help to 704-703-5335, or you can email us at sales@ciowebgroup.com. Okay, with that, jumping into this case study, we call it marketing with love. We're just a bunch of girls. I'm just kidding. So we do call it marketing with love because that's what it takes. It takes more than just love. It takes this connection between you guys as the dealer and your marketing agency. You got to like each other. You have to connect on a personal level. Why? Because this stuff sucks. Going through the marketing process, and I probably shouldn't say that, but it's real. But who wants to spend money on something that doesn't make you money for the first 3 months, 6 months, or even a year, depending on your competition? That's ruthless, but that's what a lot of times marketing is. However, advertising, where you're throwing cash against the wall and hoping you get immediate return, there's pros and cons to both, right? Marketing, building a digital infrastructure that's permanent and provides compounding results, it takes longer. You're spending without getting a return in the beginning. You've got to mentally be able to get through the beginning. Whereas with advertising, you can throw some cash up against a pay-per-click plan, get some leads in the door, make some sales, and just make a little more than you spent, and you're making a profit. When you run out of money, stop the campaign, or the market changes, you're right back where you started. That's the biggest difference. So as an entrepreneur, we consider ourselves, everyone in our company is a CEO of their own department, their own division, and they treat it like that, which means they think about it as, this is my baby, I'm an investor in this, and I want to make decisions that have permanent and compounding interest, impacts on my business. So local listings, local marketing, local directories, AI, local maps, all of these things fall in the marketing bucket, not in the advertising bucket. They're permanent. They provide compounding interest impacts on your business. Unfortunately, you got to spend some dough on these things and some time and resources before they start cash flowing. It is what it is, but eventually they become cash machines. That's the beautiful part about marketing compared to advertising. The dollar I spend today turns into a cash machine that can provide unlimited sources of leads, opportunities, and new business tomorrow. All right, so now that we kind of have that out of the way, let's dive into this case study and get a feel for what our clients are experiencing. So we're in a good position because we're the preferred digital marketing agency. We're able to get feedback from our manufacturers and our distributors. The missing piece, right? The missing piece for all marketing companies is, did it equate to new sales? We spend a lot of our time and energy driving new traffic to the front door of your business. And then once they get there, we kind of know whether or not you open the door, how good you look when you open the door. We know how you sound when you open the door, if you're nice or kind or rude, right? We can figure it out and get kind of a vantage point of how well are these leads being treated, how quickly are the response times. But then we lose visibility, which means very limited, very few marketing companies can actually promise you any kind of ROI because they can't see your QuickBooks account. They can't see your sales numbers. And a lot of times they don't have a lot of influence over how you answer the phones, how quickly you respond to leads, how well your CSRs are trained, how well your technicians are trained, how you price your products and services. All we can do is try and help kind of influence, take amazing care of customers, have quick response times, give consumers the ability to chat or text or call or schedule online or fill out a form, give them lots of ways to convert. And please take amazing care of those customers. If you do, they'll give you rewards in the form of reviews and an excellent brand reputation. And then boom, our marketing efforts work better. In this environment, we're able to see, so this is two different buckets. These two go together and these two go together. So what we do know is that for all accounts that have been compared that are working with CI Web Group compared to those who are not working with CI Web Group, what we know is that those dealers working with our team buy a minimum of 2 times more the sales volume to 4 times more the sales volume in accessories, full equipment, as well as do 2 to 4 times the volume in sales. Now, why does that happen? It's pretty simple. Because we help you get ranked. That means we make sure you're an option on page 1 of Google through various instances, your website, your local directories, your local listings, your Google business listing, any kind of ads that you have present. We make sure you're an option. What does that do by getting you onto page 1 of Google and making sure you're an option for your customers? It increases your visibility. That means more eyeballs see you. The more eyeballs see you, the more traffic you have. The more traffic you have, the more opportunities you have to convert that traffic. The better your website and conversion tools, the more professional it is, the higher your conversion rates, the smaller your bounce rate is. The more your conversion rates, the more leads you have. The better your salespeople are, the more customers you acquire. The better your technicians are, the better service you provide, the better reviews you get. And then we start back at the beginning. This cycle is a beautiful thing when it works well. Why? Because the more leads you get, the higher ticket prices you can demand. The better people you can hire, the better service you give, the better reputation you create. It's all a big happy family. Once that cycle kicks off, typically when dealers start with us, they don't start off in a happy cycle. Typically they're starting off with this very first question: are you an option when consumers are searching for your products and services in the cities you serve that they live? Most of the time, the answer is no. And so there is no cycle. There is no rankings. There are no visibility numbers we're looking at. There is no traffic. There is no leads. There is no conversions. And this is when you find yourself saying, I need more leads. My phone's not ringing. Why am I going to all these product trainings? Why am I learning how to do pricing and products and all this technical training, but my phone is not ringing? Something's wrong here. So local listings is going to help you with that. It's a piece of the puzzle. It's a piece of the puzzle. This gives you an example of how people start. So when dealers come in, they usually start with minimum to no traffic. That means they're not sitting on page 1 of Google, so there's very limited visibility. The lower the visibility, the lower traffic they have. The lower traffic they have, the less leads they have. The less leads they have, the less sales they do, right? It's all connected. So each one of these scenarios is giving you an example of where does someone start. If you start off at 0, we got to make you a hero so that you can be an option so you can sell more of your stuff. Each one of these elements is wildly important, and everything you choose to do or choose not to do or don't choose at all impacts, are you growing? Are you plateauing? Are you continuing to increase your visibility? The higher your visibility, the more pages you rank for, the more traffic you get to your website, the more opportunities you have to sell. That's just how it works, right? So if you start off and you have no traffic coming to your website, or you're not even measuring your traffic, A, we got to fix that. B, if they come to your website and they hate it, it scares them, they leave, you've got an 80% bounce rate, we got to fix that. We've got to make sure that you have new people coming to your website, not people who already know you. That's a given. They're going to come there, right? Your current customers, hopefully you have some kind of email marketing, text marketing, you're staying in touch with your customers. Hopefully all of you are planning to send them some kind of a Christmas card or gift this next month. I know we are. But essentially what we want to see is progress. This is what we want to see. Kim, I know you deal with almost all of these customers. When dealers launch their website with us, because I'm going to say it's 99.9% of all dealers also have to start off with a new website because their old one is scary, it's ugly, it's neglected, it's in violation of Google's requirements, it's all of these things, right? So they get out of the web department and they move into your department. Where do they normally start off as far as their current traffic? Pretty much everyone.
Yeah, it's usually pretty minimal. Usually when I get sites, we're looking at like 10 people a month, like, maybe 50. On occasion you've got somebody that comes in and is doing pretty well, and it's a different story. It's about maintaining and continuing that growth pattern. But the typical HVAC contractor doesn't have a whole lot of web traffic going on. So, it's my team's job to recommend the best ways to get up that web traffic, smoothly, and in a way that makes sense for that business. So it's a little different for every business that comes in. Sometimes they need different things than others.
Absolutely. You guys, this is what it looks like typically, right? But as we and this is often what it stays at, quite frankly, when somebody only gets into a website and never signs on to a marketing plan. If they're not adding content, if they're not doing SEO, if they're not doing local listings, if they're not doing social media, all of these elements, this is what it looks like. You obviously can't grow when you're flatlined. It's kind of a bad day. So as you start adding these things, the higher your traffic gets. Now, in addition to that, the longer you stick to your plan without bouncing around and moving agency to agency to agency, continue to upgrade your strategy with your agency that's doing well. If they're doing well for you, if you're investing in marketing, not just a website, but if you're investing in marketing and they're doing well, continue to increase those investments and stick to the plan instead of starting like Groundhog's Day and starting over and over again. What you'll notice is as these years go on, those dealers who have stuck to a plan and continue to increase their investment, their numbers are continuing to increase. So we take a dealer who starts off with us in the beginning, who might have 10 visitors to their site when they first start. They implement a really small marketing plan, maybe a couple, $300 a month, something like that. And we get them up to where they have a couple hundred people coming to their website on a monthly basis. And then they move on to the next level. They're in year 2. Now there's 400 or 500 people coming. And then they stay in year 3. Now you have 1,000 people coming to the site. And then in year 4, they continue to reinvest and add on what's missing, the things that they should be doing, but they're not doing. And what you get is continuous growth. You get compounding interest impacts. The dollar you spent 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and 4 years ago is actually worth more in the future when you're focusing on organic marketing. Your directory listings, local listings, AI listings, Google Maps, search engine optimization, content ranking, blogging, and so forth. I'm talking about organic marketing, not paid advertising, not burning and churning cash at a blackjack table. We're not sitting and spinning and pulling that lever. Those are two different strategies. So This gives you kind of an example. This is a simple marketing checklist, and these are all connected, right? First, we want to know, is your website scaring people away? Is it violating Google's compliance requirements, or is it making people stick? And is it making them feel good when they get there and making it easy? Have you adopted the newest technologies? Right now, obviously, people want to do business online. That's kind of a thing these days. Do you let them sign up for their maintenance agreement online? Do you let them pay you on a monthly basis? Because last time I had somebody come out to my house for HVAC repair, I had to tell them to take my money. I want to pay you on a monthly basis, and I don't ever want to have to think about calling you to come fix this thing. I just want it to work. Take my money, pull it off my credit card, and just do what you need to do, right? So making sure people can order filters online, making sure they get delivered to their doorstep. They don't have to go to Home Depot and deal with all that. You know what they need. They don't. Help them get it, right? Making sure it's easy for them to convert and do business 24 hours a day. You guys, the average consumer, including yourself, doesn't take care of your household Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. They take care of it evenings, weekends, stuff breaks on holidays, right? Middle of Christmas Day, you might be closed. Middle of New Year's Day or 2 o'clock in the morning, it's freezing. They're in Minnesota. They eventually are going to get some snow so we can go ice fishing, right? Everybody's got issues at different times. So do you give people the ability to do business with your website 24/7? Next, search engine optimization, content, and call tracking. Are you on page one of Google? The answer is either yes or no. If you're not on page one of Google, if you're not investing in content SEO and call tracking, don't complain about not getting any leads. If your phone's not ringing, it's because you're not sitting on page one of Google. That means everyday people who are looking to buy air conditioning installation, air conditioning service, air conditioning repair, furnace installation, furnace replacement, heater installation, boiler repair, you get my drift, heat pumps, ductless, everything. If they're looking for help and you're not available, you can't get leads. So search engine optimization stretches across your website, and your rankings for your website are dependent on how well you're performing with your local listings, your social media sites, how well your review sites are performing. And technically, pay-per-click is an indicator as well. It's an influencer of your website's ranking. So if everything that matters is my website on page one of Google for search terms, problems, services, products, issues consumers are having in cities they live that I serve. If that's the primary objective, to be able to make sure your business is an option to page one of Google, that is dependent on your local directories, your local listings. You guys are wondering if we were going to get back to local listings. Yes, we are, but we have to explain why. Because Google looks at all of those indicators, all those local directory listings, to see whether or not you're a reputable company. Do your addresses match across the board? Do you have the same company name across the board? Are you referencing your website across the board? Those directories provide necessary backlinks back to your website that help with improve your domain authority, that shows you the validity of your company. No different than social media shows relevance is, are you current? Are you relative? Are you current? And are you trusted? Are you relevant? Are you current? Are you trusted? Are you trusted? The frequency of new content, the accuracy and links across the entire internet metasphere, and are you trusted? Third-party endorsements, reviews, and backlinks from high priority sites. That's the name of this game. That's pretty much all this is. So this gives you kind of an example. Let's dive in and go straight into local listings. So Kim, the number one local listing that everyone needs to take advantage of, that quite often they don't even own access to when they start with us, and it's free, which makes us crazy.
Yeah, Google My Business.
Do you want the screen, or you want me to? I'm going to give you the screen.
All right, that's cool. So Google My Business is one of the top local listings that's even out there. Um, what it does is it allows you to be found, and I'm about to share my screen. Let's see here. Okay, so it allows you to be found in this Google local pack on the search engine. So if somebody's coming in and searching AC repair near me, you're going to be able to be found in this Google local pack if you're near to that customer that's searching. Now, if you are outside of that city, like let's say I'm in Huntsville, right? And if somebody in Conroe is searching for my business that's in Huntsville, unless I have a lot of reviews and I have a really amazing reputation, like Huntsville Air Conditioning, I'm likely not going to be an option for somebody that's searching in another city. But it is wonderful for the folks that are right around me. If they're within my city and I've got the most reviews, I'm going to be the best option. They're going to click on me. And this is where most consumers tend to click because it has your reputation right there next to it. So it's going to say, okay, well, I've got really my two options here would be either Huntsville Air Conditioning or Riley's Air Conditioning and Heating, because it's between 215 and 136 reviews with an average 5-star rating.
I'm in agreement completely. What happens at 5:01 p.m.? Now what do your options? What happens then?
Look, now Huntsville Air Conditioning is closed. So it's going to have a big red closed sign next to it. And then Riley's is going to be the only option. So Riley's is going to have a lot more customers calling because for me, I work 8 to 6, Jen, somewhere around there. So 6 o'clock, Huntsville Air Conditioning is not even an option. So I'm going to call Riley's. They're going to have every single working class individual that comes home from work, is dealing with the kids running around, all that, that this is going to be that person. In fact, usually I'm not going to even be able to sit down and call somebody till 8 or 9. I've got twin boys. They're running around here. They're screaming, playing tag. You know how it is. I'm not calling anybody till they're upstairs chilling, getting ready for bed. So the next thing, and I know this goes a little bit into conversion technology, but I got to talk about it. If they don't have a chat bot or an option for me to text them, out of there. So if I go and I text this main line and I get back something that says that it's a landline or a message from my cell phone provider, out of there. I'll go and start looking for somebody in Conroe, the next city over. So long story short, you really want to get a Google business listing because this makes you a really great option for people in your area. And it's a fantastic backlink. So what you're doing is you're telling Google, hey, I'm going to play your game and I want that link to my website from your entity, right? This is huge for your reputation. And consumers really do consider it one of the most reputable sources of reviews. So if you've got, 3.9-star rating on here or no reviews on here, a lot of people won't even call you. So this is major to get set up. And this is something that we can absolutely help with.
So you guys, a couple pointers on this. Some things that happen frequently is we will have dealers that come to us that let their old marketing company set them up for them and didn't give them admin access. They will have their nephews or their niece who just graduated from school do it, and they was on an old Gmail account that they no longer have. They let an office manager set it up who's no longer with the company, and they don't own it. So go head over to Google My Business and log out so they can see where to sign up. So one, where you're going to sign up for the account is Google My Business. Two, if you search for your own company name, and you own your Google business, you should see a different viewpoint of that business when you go to Google and you pull it up. It should show you your traffic. It should show you your information. So inside your Google business account, one, we've got to make sure it's verified. Now, everything online, it's I'm just going to throw this out there. Stuff happens. That's my nice version. There are glitches and it's going to happen. So know it's going to happen. There has been months where Google removed all Google business listings because they launched Google local service ads and decided they were going to start charging for it. So Google business listings disappeared for almost a year. You guys, if you can imagine, and this is why you never want to put all your eggs in one basket, ever. Never put all your eggs in one basket. So is it important? Are we saying this is the number one place to get reviews? Yes. Could your reviews disappear tomorrow? Yes. So know that going into it so we don't have a heart attack when some crazy stuff happens, because crazy stuff is going to happen. It's the internet. But right now, this is the most important thing. It is free. You can leverage it, and those reviews, at some point, you want to take a digital version of them, because it's quite possible, for whatever crazy reason, those reviews disappear. We've seen that before. We've seen Google business listings completely taken down.
It's
As they're
happened to us. We had our own reviews removed, and I know this because I myself like facilitated that review process. I watched people like type it in. I saw the review come through. I responded to it, and then I checked back 3 months later, and it's gone. So it's extremely frustrating, but there's not really much you can do about it, unfortunately.
The pros definitely outweigh the cons. That's the thing about marketing. You kind of got to smile and relax through the process. So, sometimes it
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
feel
fair.
like it. But in order for you guys to get these Google business listings to show up in 3-pack in the city you have an address, you need frequent positive reviews. Consistency is important here. We need to see frequent reviews coming in. So that means it needs to be part of your standard business process. In the top upper left-hand corner of your website, or in the header area somewhere, say leave us a love note, with a link to leave you a love note on your Google reviews account. And include it in your email responses to customers, include it in your text responses to customers. In ours, we have a complete text messaging system that we use that allows us to request a text or request a review that just says, please leave us a love note. And it sends a text message out to clients with a link directly to our Google business listing. Do we take those Google business listings and create digital files of those? Absolutely. You just saw them on our case study. If any of those disappear, we got them. We still have those. It gives you the ability to take content and display it somewhere else without it being counted as duplicate content. So can you take your Google reviews and display them across all your different websites? No, it's duplicate content. Can you take a picture of them and put them on there? Absolutely. Yes. So we have to be very careful about these things. Sometimes I'll see dealers ask somebody a question and get an answer that's literally in violation of Google's requirements. They're asking a rookie. Have to be very careful. Okay, so that's Google business listing. Wildly important. You need to have frequent reviews coming in. You need to publish and post content to it on a regular basis. You guys, grab your phones and download the Google My Business app. Google My Business. ALE My Business. Okay, it looks just like, well, it says Google My Business. Looks just like this. Download this on your phone. And every time, you guys, if you have a baby shower at your office, take pictures. If you bring in a new pet and you've got a new bulldog as your office mascot, take pictures and upload it. If you're out on a jobs, doing before and after pictures, or if the guys are just dirty up to their nose in mud because they're crawling under houses, take pictures. Make it fun, make it engaging, make it part of your business. If you're at a conference, of course, we're not going anywhere right now, but when we go back to dealer meetings and conferences, take pictures. For now, if you attend a dealer meeting, take pictures of the Zoom meeting and upload it to your Google business listing. I know it might feel weird, but technically, if you want to become a marketer, if you want your business to grow, you need to become a documentarian. You need to become a documentarian, because you are the only ones that can take the live, real photos, real pictures of your business and what's happening in your business. Your marketing company can make those things hum. They can make them sing. They can make them ranked, right? But the more content you post, promotions. What are you guys doing this week? It's Cyber Week. Forget about Cyber Monday. It's Cyber Week. Take advantage. Do you have a Cyber Week special coming out every day on your Google business listing? Are you publishing a little square graphic that shows your Cyber Week special? Are you highlighting your financing options this week? There you go. Perfect examples. Every single week, are you publishing things that are entertaining, positive, motivational, educational, promotional. This balance on your local directories is identical as your social media sites. Technically, the same content you have on your social media sites is the same content you should publish through your local directories. Kim, you want to show them how to post?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I love posting on Google My Business. This is, my little job here. I go through and I update all of our Google Business listings. And I'm always, putting stuff out like 25% off of one-time content. We did a call tracking system special where we did $10 per line. Free website with an SEO plan. So this is just my way of getting this out to people that may be looking for services online. And it may be a conversation starter. So I always recommend coming here and posting something like, and maybe once a week or once every other week.
So you guys, the more you post, don't think about it as the activity you're posting here is supposed to get you a new lead here. That's the hard part about today's advertising and marketing. In the old school advertising days, you guys would send out a flyer, canvas a neighborhood, send out 1,000 flyers or 1,000 door hangers or whatever it was, and then you would wonder, did I get one lead from those 1,000 things? Here in the digital space, everything is interdependent, interconnected. So the activity you perform here when you publish content technically is helping increase your rankings. So your website and your listing shows up in the 3-pack in the city you have an office in. So it's not a 1-for-1. Is it going to help grow your business? Absolutely. But is it going to help other things like your website have better SEO, get ranked higher? Absolutely. All right, next. So there's obviously you can upload photos, you can check your insights, your reviews, your posts, and so forth. You as the company owner, make sure you as the company owner has the Gmail account that is associated with your Google business listing as the admin account. Yes, you grant access to marketing companies. Give them access. Absolutely, they're going to need it. But make sure the owner of the company is the one whose Gmail account is attached to their Google business listing. And quite frankly, while we're here, that Gmail account needs to own their analytics, needs to own their Google Webmaster account, needs to own their YouTube account, needs to own their Gmail account, needs to own their G Suite account. Every single piece of Google's applications needs to be owned by the owner with that same email account. Get that stuff organized. That often takes us months to help people fix. When we want to be focused on growing the business, we're focused on helping people get organized. All right. Run a listing report. Show them how they can run their local listing report on CI Web Group.
All right. So the easiest way to find this is just to scroll all the way down to the bottom on CI Web Group. And we've got so many great links down here on our footer. So feel free to take a look around. But if you want to run a free local report, you just come right in here, click on this, and then you can put in your business information. You just put in like your business name, your street address, city, all that good stuff, and then you just hit scan now and it will show an immediate report.
So you guys, what happens when you guys run these reports is essentially what Google's going to do. I'm going to take over screen share for just a second. What our reporting system is going to do is it's going to come back and it's going to analyze the top, and I'm just going to pull some of these up here so you can get a feel for all of the directories that it's going to analyze. So this gives you somewhat of an example of the directories. There are 70 primary directories, 70 to 100, I should say, primary directories that are indicators on whether or not your company is, see if I can get this to show them all. Okay. Whether or not your company is registered properly. So that local directory report is going to pull right here. It's going to pull every one of these. These are all different. Some of them are citation sites. Some of them are map sites. Some are social directories. Some are AI sites like Amazon Alexa, Bing, Siri. Those are AI sites. So if I ask Google, hey, Google, what's the best air conditioning repair company in Cypress, Texas, with the best reviews?
I found a few top-rated air conditioning repair services near you.
Can I have the closest one?
Here it is, Ace Comfort Air Conditioning and Heating.
Okay. Can I have directions?
The best way to get to Ace Comfort Air Conditioning and Heating by car is via I-45 South and will take about 7 minutes in light traffic. You can see the full directions on your phone.
And then I can send to phone. So there's 100 different options, right? This IoT, Internet of Things, right? Everything is becoming a connected device. So your refrigerators can tell you when you need groceries now. There's been hotels I've walked into where I can surf the internet from a mirror in my bathroom. They're all connected through Amazon, Google, Alexa, Siri, and so forth. My watch is telling me that I need to stand up right now. So I should put my little Veridesk up and stand up because I haven't stood up enough. My bed tells me when I need to go to sleep, right? All these devices all talk to each other. So these local directories, we've got to make sure you don't have any inaccuracies on these. Inaccuracies create problems for your business, your website, your rankings, and everything else. We've got to make sure it's the exact name used across all of them. It's the exact contact information used across all of them, the exact address used across all of them, because that influences whether or not Google is going to see you as an influencer in that particular area, whether that Google business listing, whether your website actually belongs in that city or you belong somewhere else. So this is really, really important when it comes to owning your real estate in your area. Now, if you happen to choose a business location you don't want to do business in, that's a whole nother class. Because getting Google to trust your company in a city you don't have an office in, without the city you have an office in being a number one option, that's very difficult. Typically, what we need to do is focus on the city you have a physical verified office in as the primary location for all of your search and master the heck out of that, dominate that city. Then we start tagging the other cities that are outside or surrounding your area that might be lower competition or higher profit margin areas, or maybe you've got higher household incomes in those areas and so forth. But we've got to master your local business first. So run those local reports. You guys go check those. Now, why is this important? There are hundreds of different local listing systems. So let me just show you real quick. There's a few things about local listings. Number one is there is the technology you need to manage your local listings. Now, the last thing you want to do is go log into every single one of those local listings account, pay for individual access to update your stuff on all those, and then have to log in and out of every single one of those. That would not be an efficient use of our time. That would be a bad day. So yeah, that would be like walking to school if you had the ability to fly. Why would you do that? So local directory software. You have to have some kind of software. Here's the difference. When you guys as a dealer go find or have to go hunt for one of these softwares, number one, it's expensive to choose the wrong one. It's more expensive to choose the wrong software more than once, which we have that, right? We get to do that. We get to go try Bright Local. We get to go try SEMrush. We get to go try Yext. We get to go try SiteUp. We get to go try all of these different local listing sites. We get to deal with all of the headaches from all their developers and their customer service people. We get to find all their glitches. We get to let them have it over and over again and hope that they, right? This is a sore spot. right? That's what an agency's job is. An agency is always hunting for the best software, best tools, who has the most access, who's got the most advanced software, what software
Highest
provides.
domain authorities.
Yes, absolutely. So can you do this yourself? Absolutely. The difference is if you go sign up directly with one of these things, you're paying retail for one account. And you haven't even started what actually matters. None of these softwares do anything for you except give you a piece of software. So remember when you're looking, and be very careful about this. Sometimes when you hire internal marketing people, they're like, oh, I'll do it. The agency pays pennies on the dollar for software because they buy them in bulk. The bigger the agency, the more subscriptions they have to the software, the lower the software cost, the more of your budget they can spend on doing the work that's necessary with the software. So if I have $200 and the software costs $100 because I sign up for one account, then I only have $100 per month to design all the graphics, do all of the editing, create all of the content, set up all the accounts, manage all of the discrepancies, find all of the people trying to snag your listings, fight all of the battles for you, fix all of the errors, do all the reporting, publish all the content, and everything else that's labor intensive that's required to use the software. Whereas when you work
Stay
with
up to date with Google's ever-changing algorithm, be able to access all of those without making it to where somebody can go in and change it right after you're done. And some of these don't even allow you to put in alt text and click-through links.
That's real. So well, let me just help with that. So you're going to have to learn what alt text and click-through links and Ahrefs are, which that's just, I prefer not to myself. That's why I have people. But the other, the other element is, let me just go in here so you can get an idea. Here's what we're trying to alter or do is you need human labor. If you sign up for the software, these are your results. This is what software equals when you just subscribe to the platform. And let me tell you how we learned this the hard way. When we first started this, we decided to offer this as a software as a service, which means we allowed dealers to sign up for this at our discounted rate and them to manage their own accounts. Yeah, no. So that lasted a little while. You can see how that worked out when they subscribed to the software for less than they could have gone to Yext2 for themselves. Obviously, we stopped doing that and we started the done for you version, which is where our clients are paying us. We subscribe to the software. We create the content. We do the posting. We do the publishing. Now what happens with that? We've made 218,000 updates to their local directories. Each entity has on average around 70 to 80 local directories that we've set up for them. We've optimized them. We've published all of these updates. We've managed over 1,300 duplicate suppressions. And what does it equal? Our clients get found on the map. Our clients get found on search. They're getting people asking for directions just like I asked right there. We're increasing their phone calls, 39,000 phone calls for this batch of clients, 42,000 website clicks for this batch of clients. And on one given hour this week, we had 760 phone calls to 164 customers that are subscribed to local listings. That's the difference. So a lot of times when we go look at dealers' local directories, they're like, oh yeah, I'm signed up with Yext. And we'll dive in there and realize that the marketing company signed you up, but they haven't published any content. They're not pushing content out there. They're not managing duplicate suppressions. They're not logging into the account and doing the maintenance and the activity that requires labor and human beings to actually make something happen, which is why there's zero traffic, zero benefit to the website. It's just, I'm signed up for local listings. All they did was fix your address, name, and phone number. That's not what it's about. That's like, are you supposed to make your bed in the morning? Yeah, you're supposed to make your bed. Yes, you need to have the accurate contact information for your company. You need to claim and own those accounts. but it's much bigger than that. We want these things to make you money. That's the idea of marketing, is not just I made my bed in the morning, but I'm actually doing something with my business after that. So if you don't claim your listings, what happens if there's a link on there that says claim this listing, Kim?
Oh, that means that anybody can go in and claim it.
So you guys, this isn't one of those like, should I do this or should I not? If you don't, it doesn't mean you're not participating in local directories because you're not signed up for local listings. Here's how this works. City Search will add you to their directory with the wrong information so that you will call them and tell them that's not my phone number. And they'll say, oh, no problem. For $249 a month, we can get you set up with an account so you can update your phone number. Or your buddy down the street, John, who owns ABC Heating and Air Conditioning, is happily answering your phone calls on a regular basis because you didn't claim, nor are you managing your local directories, but he happily did with his phone number and your company name. ABC Heating and Air Conditioning, how can I help you? I thought I was calling Polar Express. Oh, they're no longer in business. So how can I help you? This is not a story that is infrequent. These duplicate suppressions, that gives you an idea of how frequently local listings are being duplicated and scammed and pulled up by other companies. That's just the top of the line. So local directories. Now, can you go sign up for all these yourself? Again, yes, you can sign up. There's free trials. Bright Local is one. Absolutely, you can. If you want to try it on your own, you absolutely can. You can sign up for Moz. This is their local directory listings. Just remember, you need to create graphics, images, content, publish, regular basis, manage your duplicate suppressions, your listings, and everything else. Sign up, another option for you guys. So far we have Yext, we have Bright Local, we have Moz, we have Sign Up. There's about 60 more. Let me give you another one. This is called Noam. Noam is a little bit different. It does not give you the ability to publish content, but it does give you the ability to own your handles. What is a handle? That's your company name, i.e. youtube.com/CI Web Live, because someone took CI Web Group and I didn't get it when I first started. So handles are important because those handles show up on everything that you do. And when you don't own your handles, that's a problem. So let me show you how to check your handle. There is a website called NameCheck, CHK, NameChk. All you would do is you would put in your company name, hit search, and what it's going to do is it's going to show you all of the accounts that have been taken and all of the accounts that are open for someone to take. This gives you an idea of the total number of handles. Now, do all of these things technically matter? Yeah, because you're kind of, right? Are you going to go get a bunch of business off of SlideShare? No. Dribble? Probably not. Keek? I don't even know what that is. Scribed? Probably not. Hub Pages? That's a good one. Cono World? I don't know what that is. Badoo? I don't know what that is. Smash Cast? That's new. Reverb Nation? Looks like my kicks, my Converse. Anyway, every one of these sites gives you the ability to create another backlink to your website. So when I say that Google cares, are you current? Are you relative? And are you trusted? Trusted is the total number of backlinks you have coming to your website. So can you get a boost of backlinks by going through checking name check and starting to build your directories and take ownership of your name? Technically you can. Can you build your directories by adding on 300 social media profile sites and having it all done in one shot? Absolutely, you can. Are these going to generate business themselves? No. Will they help your website improve and increase rankings? Yes. Yes. So let me show you something really quick. Oh, let me learn how to type first. go back to the very beginning when we were showing you how we increase our clients' sales by 2 to 4 times what anybody in the same group of dealers is doing. Remember, it's search engine optimization, the number of pages on your website for the number of phrases in the number of locations that we get to show up on page 1 of Google, where human beings who want to buy things can find you. That's the nuts and bolts of marketing. The more pages you have on your site covering the broadest amount of terms that consumers are looking to buy in the broadest number of cities you're willing to travel, that you have resources to travel, and that expands over time. Services, products, spaces. So if they're looking for church air conditioning or medical office ductless air conditioning or houseboat heating, right? So there's also physical locations. There's so many different terms. The more of those you rank for, the better. Now, why are all these local directories important? Why should you be owning all your handles? Some of it is protective. These are all examples of what link building means. And Kim, do you want to explain domain authority real quick? Because your website has a score like your kids have a grade. And how you look at your website is kind of the same as how you look at your children based on that grade.
Oh my goodness.
Because I didn't care. I just said don't fail. But go ahead.
Well, I will slightly disagree with that with having children myself. Their grades do not reflect how I feel about it. No, so the domain authority is basically a mixture of like your page speed score, the amount of content that you have, the number of pages that you have, even the depth that your structured data goes, just a whole mixture of things. But a huge proponent of that is the number of links that are going to your website. So directory listings are one of the most they're pretty much the highest recommended links because they're going to have really high domain authority. So those websites, those directory listing sites have these really expansive libraries with lots of links, lots of content, and they're updated so often that they have a really high score, right? So having links coming from those into your website as do follow links is extremely important in building up your online score. So, when you pair that with things like SEO, content writing, social media, it really gives that perfect ecosystem and gives your website a really high quality score, which is that domain authority.
You guys, yeah, 100%. And this is a good example, right? You have sites that have content that is about your business. So let's say you guys participated in a local community event and your local newspaper published an article about you, and it highlighted a page on your website that was related to that event, right? So you guys went to Habitats for Humanity and you guys built a house and you created a page on your website and talked about all of this. And then the local news created an article highlighting local businesses who are helping the community. And they put a link back to that page. That would be a high quality link that's going back to your website. You would also have your distributor. Let's say you're with Johnson Supply or you're with Ferguson or whoever your distributor is, and they have a dealer directory and they have your website listed on a public dealer directory. Your manufacturer may have you on a public directory. That is a link back to your website as well. Let's say your social media sites have links back to your website. Your YouTube videos have links back to your website. Really, really important, right? All of these third-party sites that have high domain authority, that have some reference to an interior, hopefully an interior page on your website, it's ranks better if they're going to your AC repair page. So if a news article was talking about the best air conditioning or repair company or how this air conditioning repair company is doing things in the industry, then that going to an interior page is going to be even more valuable than something going to your home page. So your social media sites, your local listing sites, your directory listings, news and media sites. Let's say you guys are hiring and you want to post job postings at your local colleges, .edus, very, very strong. Let's say you guys get listed on a government, a .gov site, and you're participating in some kind of program they have, very high powered. So every one of these links that points back to your site technically should be earned versus purchased. Now, and then the final piece of this, these are the 3 different kinds of links, okay? You have links that you pay for, which if you want to get a link, if you want to get an article written about you in the Huffington Post, which would be wildly important, a huge domain authority, you're going to pay a couple $1,000s for that. One link, just one. If I have a dentist that's a client, he got in D Magazine, he paid $20,000 to have one article in D Magazine, got a little graph for his thing, and it says he's the best dentist in Dallas. It only cost 20 grand. That one backlink, wildly important. You saw his SEO traffic go through the roof once that was in place. So can you pay for links? Yes, there are ways you can pay for links. There are media sites you can. Earning links, local listings, social outreach to your distributors and manufacturers. When we post about our clients on our site, we're giving them backlinks. We build websites to be able to give our customers backlinks, which you guys, if you're not on CIHVAC.com, it's free for all of our clients and anybody who attends a webinar. Just sign up and we'll approve it. Send us a little note and let us know you signed up. That's a backlink. Okay.
I just want to put one more thing out there. Sponsoring sports leagues is another one. Chamber of Commerce, your local Chamber of Commerce. It really, anytime that you do a sponsorship or you're volunteering, anything like that, like as a business entity, they will typically give you a link, and those are the most helpful out of everything.
Absolutely. Now, while we're here in the last couple of minutes, links are something that need to be managed and monitored, because remember, you can buy links. So I told you how to buy good links, Huffington Post, if you want to get an article in a major news listing, but I can also buy 5,000 backlinks for somebody off of Fiverr for $5 from Hong Kong, Ukraine, and somewhere else, and I can tank a website. So one of the reasons you want to be on an SEO plan and you want a team that's monitoring your backlinks, one is because you want to be able to focus your efforts on progressive things that let you grow. But 2, because there are nasty little marketing companies who love to be able to buy negative backlinks for competitors in order for them to get their website on top, to move them up to page 1. There are rookie marketing agencies, your local marketing company that has no experience or limited experience or hasn't had their tail handed to them to learn better. They might go read an article that says you can buy 5,000 backlinks off Fiverr for $10 and we can have them done in 3 days, and they will also tank your website. You guys, we just got done doing a complete evaluation on a program called the HVAC Accelerated HVAC Success, which it's on YouTube. Let me show you how to get here because I want you to be able to find this and see it. We're going to go to YouTube and we're going to look for Accelerated HVAC Success. All right. And when you get here, it's season 1, episode 3. 6 dealers started this program. We didn't pick them. They joined, they were accepted through the HVAC program, and we did a complete analysis. 3 of these dealers had thousands of horrible backlinks. I believe we have clips of us trying to read them in here. They were wondering why their websites didn't get any traffic. How come they didn't get any phone calls? How come they weren't ranking higher? How come they didn't grow? Why was there no progress? Literally, they're going backwards. Well, that's because they were put on gray links or a gray list because they had massive negative backlinks. So if you're not playing the local directory game, if you're not going after local listings, if you're not following the 12-step roadmap and really focusing on progressive strategies to grow your business, it doesn't mean that someone else isn't helping you go backwards. We want to make sure that we have these things in play. For everyone on this call, first, I want to thank you guys for spending time with us today, whether you're watching this live or you're on the recording afterwards. I know this is a lot of information, and every time we do one of these things, you probably need a cocktail afterwards, but I appreciate you showing up every single week. I really do. You guys text help to the 704-703-5335, set up a strategy session for sometime in December. Get on the phone, have a conversation, dive into some of this stuff, and then keep showing up for trainings, because every time you show up, you learn something new. I've got clients, I believe I saw Rachel on here. I love you. I'm so proud of you for coming continuously. I've got clients that continue to show up year over year over year, and they've been coming to these, and it's night and day difference. When we first started, they didn't believe in digital marketing. SEO sucks. Every marketing company is going to rip you off. I mean, these are the conversations, right? And now they've been a client for years. And when you come to the table and have a conversation, they'll get on a strategy call and go, okay, so let's go over what's working. I want to do more of that. Let's increase SEO. Let's add more content. What are we doing that's not working? Okay, let's stop doing that. Now, what are we not doing yet that we need to do? Let's get started on those things. So we're planning our budget for next year. Literally, we're going from, I have no budget, I don't plan. What do you mean plan for marketing? To them contacting us. We used to have to harass them to join a strategy session, to show up, suit up, and participate. And now it's like clockwork and routine. Every spring, every fall, we're talking about summer and winter. So you guys take a minute. Most of this game is mental. That's what it is. It's your mindset. It's how you think. It's how aggressive you want to be, how excited you get about marketing. And all of the complexities get much, much easier when we realize we're all working towards a common goal that can be easily measured with a couple numbers. How many phrases do you rank for? What's your visibility ranking? How much traffic do you have coming in on a monthly basis? What's your bounce rate? What's your conversion rate? And then you guys know what's your bottom line. How much are you making? Whatever you're doing this year is going to get you the results you got this year. So what do we want to do next year, and how are we going to get there? With that, we love you. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Kim. All right, you guys, we'll see you on the next one. Appreciate it. Reach out. All right, bye-bye.